Okay, Doc, so today your essay is about becoming dependent on the internet and phone, benefits and drawbacks. Let's see what you said about this. The internet and phone have become essential in the daily life of millions of people as they allow, because it's two things, internet and phone, as they allow people to connect with each other regardless of the distance. This essay This essay attempts to highlight that the benefit of such technology, especially making education accessible to everyone, outweighs the main drawback of causing people to become less sensitive to direct human interaction. Okay, so clearly here there are some grammatical mistakes that you really need to fix. Remember that your introduction is essentially like a first impression. So you want to make the best first impression possible. It's kind of going to color how the examiner views the rest of your essay. So it's important to do as good of a job on this as you can. Now, the second thing that I want to talk about is the topic itself. Your introduction also raised for me a red flag. What do I mean by that? I mean that, like I said, it does create a first impression. So my first impression is that you may not, there's a possibility that you're not on topic. And let me tell you why I say that. The essay is asking you to talk about dependence on the internet and phone. Do the benefits of this outweigh the disadvantages? So it's not so much whether this is about whether the internet and phone are good inventions or not, but we're becoming dependent on them. Is this good or is this bad? And if it's good, is it better than it is bad, or is it worse than it is good? I don't know if that made sense, but it's the dependence that we're really looking at here, and the benefits and the drawbacks of that dependence, not if the phone and internet themselves are positive or not. Okay, so there's a difference in that. And so far from your introduction, it looks like you're not talking about the right thing, because you talked about the internet and phone becoming essential, and then you talked about the benefit of such technology outweighing the drawbacks. So my first impression here is that you're not on topic, but perhaps you'll change that in the body paragraph. So let's see. Day-to-day usage of technology makes people lose their touch on basic life skills, including face-to-face communication. This is a little, okay, it's an idiomatic expression. I'd rather you didn't use it because idiomatic expressions tend to be rather informal, and you want to use more academic language here. So, and we don't say lose their touch, we say lose touch with, really. So day-to-day usage of technology makes people less reliant on basic life skills, including face-to-face communication, maybe like that. The internet and mobile phone allow people to communicate effectively via email and call, and thus rarely meet in person. As a result, their presentation and listening skills become substandard in direct interaction with other human beings. This is especially true for the millennial generation, who were born with access to a computer from an early age, and thus are likely to become socially awkward in direct human interactivity. Singular. For example, a published report from Harvard University showed that communication skills of later generations deteriorated 4% each year using the Dale Carnegie Foundation Speaking Index. Nevertheless, this can be mitigated with improvement in technology, which can facilitate virtual reality interaction that is almost the same as in-person meeting, hence allowing people to practice their communication skills on a constant basis. Wow. All right, that was kind of long. And I also want to say it's kind of heavy because you have a lot of dependent clauses here, which can facilitate virtual reality. That is almost the same, hence allowing. So it became a little heavy. Is that bad? Well, no. I mean, it's not wrong, but it would have been a better sentence if you had either split it up somehow or just rewritten it in a different way so it wasn't so um it felt long, okay? And it was in reality. Let's see. So why don't we try it like this? Nevertheless, this can be mitigated with improvements in technology which can facilitate virtual reality interaction to mimic in-person meeting, hence allowing people to practice their communication skills on a constant basis. Okay? Changes it a little bit. It feels a little less heavy for me at least. I don't know about you, but let's move on, okay? The key advantage of development and usage of internet and mobile phone. All right. The key advantage of the development and usage of the internet and mobile phones is the positive impact on education around the world, especially in the developing countries. With increased speed and connectivity of the internet, millions of people are able to access free online content to educate themselves about almost any topic, singular, which can range from basic alphabet letters to rocket science, singular. People in developing countries can gain new and advanced knowledge which benefit not only their personal life but also the whole nation. For example, a recent study by IMF found that YouTube platform, just YouTube I think would have been better, that YouTube, comma, where millions of free videos hosted were assisting to reduce the illiteracy rate. Hold on, I have to read the grammar of this. I'm sorry, I'm pausing because I'm trying to see if this sentence is correct grammatically. A recent study by IMF found that YouTube platform where millions of free videos hosted were assisting. No, there's something wrong here. You don't want one of these that's and one of these wheres. Let's take a look at it again. Okay, let's try it like this. So, for example, a recent study by IMF found that YouTube, comma, with millions of free videos hosted, comma, was assisting to reduce the illiteracy rate of the world by 0.7% annually. As a result, the internet and phone play a constructive and incontestable role, making education available to everybody and thus improving their life in a meaningful way, which eclipses the drawback of making people less sensitive to face-to-face interaction. Okay. In conclusion, the benefits of the internet and phone in providing free and useful education to millions of people exceed the disadvantages of making people less sensitive. You just said that. Making people less sensitive to peer-to-peer communication. It is thus predicted that developed countries will prioritize sponsoring telecommunication and internet infrastructure projects instead of sending teachers and physical educational material. You don't mean physical educational material. You mean like hard material. I'm not really sure what you mean. But you don't mean physical educational material. To assist fellow developing countries in their journey of escaping the poverty line. Okay, so it was as I feared. You're simply talking about the benefits of the internet and phone. You're not talking about the dependence. Okay, so that's something I really want you to be careful with as you continue in the course. You have to make sure that you're understanding the question. That questions are usually a little more nuanced than a lot of people realize at first glance. So spend a couple of minutes looking at the question, making sure you absolutely have understood what they're asking you and what you have to talk about. So there were some grammatical errors here, like mistakes with articles, so the, and there were some mistakes with plurals, mistakes with things like millions of. That was one thing that I kept seeing. So little grammatical mistakes. They were fairly consistent, okay? So there were quite a few of them throughout that I had to keep correcting over and over. And so remember that the higher up you go in grammatical range and accuracy, the fewer of these you have, or the fewer of these you are allowed to have in order to get that score. So try to kind of reduce the number of these grammatical mistakes that you have. The vocabulary was good. So yeah. Okay. Let's move on to your task 1 cover letter. Fine. Okay, dear Sir, Madam, my name is Duk Tran, and I am currently working full-time at Microsoft as a software engineer. I'm ready to apply for the position of developer manager at Amazon's Los Angeles office, which was recently advertised on the New York Times. In the New York Times. All right, it's perfect. I graduated from Stanford University. With first class honor in computer science in 2014. By the way, those are British credentials. First class honor. We don't really use that in America. But whatever, it doesn't matter. Nobody's testing your accuracy here. I just, it was an FYI. And have been working at Microsoft ever since. Throughout my career here, I have had the opportunity to be involved in many projects that create many products, including OneDrive and Microsoft Teams that are popular in the market. All right, I didn't like many projects, many products. I would have changed the word many. So I've had the opportunity to be involved in many projects that create numerous products. Okay. Being the key person of the 10-member team, my duties range from developing the back-end infrastructure to designing the user interface of the products. As a result, I believe that the technical background and capabilities contribute greatly to the role at Amazon with similar responsibilities. Beautiful. Besides the technical knowledge, I would like to express my passion. Okay. I would like to express my passion in working for Amazon. I'm impressed by the strong values that are advocated by the corporation, including the strong commitment towards building a sustainable business that upholds a strong sense of excellence, integrity, and entrepreneurial meritocracy. Wow. Great. These principles and goals, I believe, are crucial ingredients for a successful business model, especially in today's, a comma here. In today's digital age, I am hence keen to have an opportunity to play a part in contributing to Amazon. Beautiful. I hope my relevant experience and high energy will qualify me for this position. A copy of my resume is enclosed for your reference. I can be reached at this or this. Thank you very much for your time and consideration. Yours faithfully. Don't forget your comma. And it was beautiful. It was great. You convinced me. If you did something that I really liked, in other words, it was this. You showed your energy and enthusiasm for the job. That's probably the part that most people struggle with. I thought you did a great job of it. I thought the language was lovely. It was really good, really strong, really convincing. You sold me, okay? So I would hire you, or I would at least give you an interview. So it was a very good letter, okay? You did really, really nicely with this. There were very, very few errors. Like I said, it was very high level throughout. So basically in this set, it's your task 2 that I want you to work on. Fix it, correct it, try to apply some of the suggestions that I made, and also keep in mind everything I told you about the grammar, okay? Good job. Let's see more work from you, and I'll be waiting. So good luck.